Football is a unique sport, and a lot of people think that this is Madden. A lot of people think that just because you got the players, everything will work just like that. And what we are seeing is football is nothing like Madden. It's nothing like fantasy football. They think that just because you make acquisitions, everything is going to happen just like that. Now, the LA Rams, they went and made acquisitions for Von Miller. Shout out to him. Shout out to Texas native. Y'all know how we feel about that. And they went out and got another guy, Odell. I think he's from Texas too. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And everybody penciled them in as Super Bowl champs. They said, hey, they going to the Super Bowl. But one thing you cannot just make up in a lab, physicality, the mentality, continuity, the rapport. So many people was out there saying that the Cowboys should go out there and get an Odell Beckham. The Cowboys should go out there and get a Von Miller. Now, Von Miller, when we pull up the stat sheet right here, and, I'm always saying stats are for losers, but he had 3 total tackles, right? And if you look at this thing all together, he had 2 solo tackles. And of course, you can label that as, hey, that's rust, what have you. Hey, he was doing a lot of good things over there as relates to when he was playing at Denver. It's just that they wasn't a winning team at the time. Hey, the LA Rams, they needed a guy that can create some pressure and bring some experience to the table. Well, I come in to tell you guys that it's not like that. It's not that easy to just roll out of the bed and say, okay, this is what we're going to bring to the table. Man, they got their top
fatality
real easily, 31-10. Now, it's a game in a situation that the 49ers fighting for their lives, right? They want to go on a winning spree so they can get to the playoffs. That's what they're trying to do. And they match the physicality. I called this game with Matthew Stafford, who was 26 for 41, threw for 243 yards and 1 touchdown and 2 INTs. It's the Megatron effect. You guys remember Matthew Stafford when he had Megatron out there, for crying out loud, one of the greatest wide receivers that we can ever open our eyes to in the last 10 to 15 years, right? Megatron was a beast out there. But Stafford would stare him down and just look right at him and say, okay, I'm going to pass the ball to Megatron. I'll pass the ball to Megatron. And that is exactly what happened on the opening series, in the first few series, when you go back and watch the game with Odell. That's why he threw that interception, threw off the whole flow of the game. And I know it was a chunk. It was kind of like a Hail Mary, for crying out loud. But then when you look at Odell Beckham's stat sheet right here, 2 receptions for 18 yards, all of that fuss for that. That's just how it goes, Cowboy Nation. And LA Rams, 49ers. 49ers, if y'all want to talk about blueprint to beat the LA Rams, physicality. That's what the Titans did. They said, okay, we're going to match what you guys are trying to do, but we're going to punch you in the mouth. We're going to physical. We're going to go right at Aaron Donald. We're going to go right at that team. We're going to see how physical your DBs are as it relates to stopping the run. Deebo Samuels had a field day out there. Deebo, whew. Let me see if we can pull this thing back up. Man, Deebo had a field day for the 49ers. 5 rushing attempts at 36 yards. And then not just that, Mitchell, 27 carries for 91. But then if you look at his reception total for Deebo Samuels, 5 receptions for 97 yards, and all of those 97 yards was physical. Physical. He averaged 7.2 yards per rush. And then on top of that, 19.4 yards per reception. And 1 tub. Man, if you go back and watch that game, you'll see Deebo Samuels. You can post his number in the comment box, what number he wears. I guarantee you the Rams know what number he wears, right? But I'm saying all of this because this is the major part right here. The NFC runnings for home field playoff throughout this this particular season. Cowboys 7-2, the Philadelphia Eagles right behind them with 4-6. And the Green Bay Packers 8-2. Minnesota Vikings 4-5. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6-4. Hey, the New Orleans Saints got something to fight for. They 5-4. And if you look all the way down here, that's a battle right there. And what the 49ers are looking at it like, hey, they may be down here at the bottom right here with 3-6, or they 4-5. How this thing, why stagger like this? Well, they 4-5 now, right? They 4-5. So they looking at it like, okay, if they can just do something a little bit more, can they entice this situation? Because now it's a dog chase right here. This NFC West, whoo, it's battle. Arizona Cardinals 8-2. LA Rams, they lost 3 games, 7-3, but they're still in the hunt. They're still in this fight. But the Cowboys, to get home field advantage throughout the playoff, they just got to do what they got to do, and that's win games. They got to make sure that they stay focused. That's why I say every game is important. Continuity is important. These boys that you're getting back, those boys who fought all through training camp, they're waiting for their spot. Not saying that you're giving it away to someone else, but there's something about everybody is on the same page. I tell people all the time, like that knot tied into a rope, and the opposing forces are pulling on that knot, you get tighter and closer as a locker room. Pay attention. D-Law, he can't wait to get back out there on the field. Neville Gallimore said, hey, he can't wait. It's been too long. He want to get back out there on the field. And then Randy Gregory said, hey, hurry the F up, Hurry up, because we need you. We need this momentum, this impact. The defense got to get better, even though we can look at it and say to ourselves, yeah, we looking good. Looking good, especially against the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, we look good, baby. But we want more. We want more. So I know, I get it. A lot of people, when they think about that acquisition of wanting Von Miller, or that acquisition of wanting Odell Beckham, and when we said, hey, Odell is good, don't get me wrong, but since Michael Gallup entered the league as the third option, his numbers been very comparable to Odell Beckham as the third option. It's the second and third option. Somebody can argue that Michael Gallup numbers been better. Somebody can flat out argue that. But collectively speaking, of course, Odell numbers are better. But let that sink in, that chemistry, that trusting, non-diva-esque moment when you can look at Michael Gallup and say, well, when he sees contemporaries, when he see CeeDee Lamb eating, Amari Cooper, Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown, when he see those boys eating, he's cheering, he's rooting, because he knows that the next play, it could be his opportunity, it could be his moment. And I don't want people to sleep on this, and I'm not shooting any shade at Odell Beckham, because I believe he's a wonderful guy as it relates to Phil Ackerman and all of those other stuff, the accolades as it relates to route running and playing this game. But there's something about continuity. There's something about when you go throughout the city of Dallas, you will see Cedric Wilson, Michael Gallup, and the Dak Prescott eating together, talking, communicating, being on the same page, for crying out loud. Even Ezekiel Elliott, when y'all see Michael Gallup blocking, got his hands down inside. All of those things that's not on the stat sheet goes a long way, baby. It do. So the Cowboys, they're in good shape right now at 7-2. We got a long battle to go. We got 3 games in 12 days, something like that, some crazy number like that. So the Cowboys got to stay focused and realign their goals and get home field advantage throughout the playoff. Y'all seen last game how crunk that stadium was, right? And we got to keep that same energy. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. If you somehow LA Rams fan, Let me know how you feel about Von Miller and Odell Beckham. Or if not, you can still let me know. And shout out to the 49ers. That's the only time I would give you guys a shout out, right? Can't stand y'all 49ers. But good game. Good game, by the way. The antics were there, right? The crowd was there. The ratings were there because Odell Beckham was out there on the field. But I believe that Matthew Stafford got that Megatron effect with Odell Beckham. Yeah. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.